flipped classroom, technology in the classroom, ed tech. We've heard it called by different names, but let's call it what it really is. An educational resource that can streamline the way you teach, the way you learn, and the way you communicate. Sure, we all wish for a classroom of the highest technological degree, with the most cutting-edge gadgets and toys to make your learning environment come to life. But who has the resources, let alone the budget, to stock your classroom with these expensive tools? This has happened in nearly every classroom. You plan, design, and deliver a well-thought-out, interactive lesson plan catered toward your curriculum and your students' educational needs. You lecture, demonstrate, and check for understanding. But by the next day, something is missing. The connection is lost. The student is unable to retrieve the information and immediately comes to the oversimplified conclusion of something's wrong. But what if you had a tool that could help your students take some of the responsibility for their learning and access information that has already been taught without making them feel or having them get left behind? Want some help? Try utilizing short, precise, and detailed video tutorials. Wait, what? You don't have the equipment? Good, you don't need it. Sure, it'd be nice to have this set up in your room. Want a nice HD video camera? Don't need it. How about a nice expensive broadcast quality USB microphone? Don't need it. A 1 terabyte external hard drive to store all of your video? Nope. How about an iMac? Nada. Some of us might have access to a nice laptop. Probably not. Because most likely the majority of us are relegated to our standard issue classroom PCs. No problem. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about easy to learn and simple to use screen capture software that allows you the ability to record your computer screen while narrating the important information and sharing that video with anyone you choose. Okay, time to find out where we get screen capture software and how to install it. I'll be going through the Mac version and the PC version here. I'm going to make this very simple for you. I've done some research and I've found a great option for you. And it's made by a company called TechSmith. TechSmith is a Michigan-based company that offers some excellent video screen capture software options with some peripheral softwares to go with it. Now, keep in mind, this entire video I'm doing for you right now, the Mac portion, has no peripheral aspects or technologies. It's just my MacBook with the built-in microphone and the internet. That's all I'm using right now. So as we go to the TechSmith website right here, techsmith.com, you can see right here on the front page it says Top Downloads. There are 4 options. Snagit is a great program just for grabbing screen captures, images, photos, website images. Or you can use Camtasia Studio for PC, Camtasia for Mac, or Jing. These 2 options right here, Camtasia, are excellent video programs for recording your screen software. They have a lot of bells and whistles. It also comes with about a $99 price tag. Now, I want to talk to you about Jing. Jing is the free option. When we click on Jing, it takes us immediately to the download Jing for free. It couldn't be simpler. I have 2 options. I can choose a Mac download. I can choose a Windows download. In just a few minutes, I'll show you the Windows download. I click it. It's not a very large file. It's about 6 megabytes. And you can see it does not take a very long time to download. Now, the interesting thing about these programs is all of the videos that you record can be stored on the cloud through the peripheral software called screencast.com, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But none of this is going to be bogging down your computer, bogging down your classroom computer, or your school district network. Nobody's going to argue with you about this because it's all on the cloud on the web. So we just have a few seconds remaining here before Jing is ready to go. I have my install file. Of course it's going to ask me to read this ever important information, and I'll agree to it. It's now opening Jing. Now it gives me a couple of options right away to install. I can click auto install to get started right away, or generally a good Mac system is to take your Jing program here, click, drag it into your applications, and allow it to install. It was incredibly fast. That's how fast it installs. This program is incredibly efficient. Now, it's now in my applications, so I want to go down to my Finder down in the lower left-hand corner. Click on my applications, scroll up till I find Jing. As you can see, I'm using my mouse as a circular tool to make sure you know where I'm going at all times. That's a very difficult task to get used to doing because you're used to flying around really fast with your mouse. And using screen capture software, you want to do slow and precise movements and exaggerated movements so that people can follow what you're doing. Now, the Jing software is now opening up. My big yellow sun flies up there to the right corner. I want to be able to sign in and create a sign-in for me. Now, I have one already. I've been using Jing for quite some time. When you open up Jing for the first time, you're probably going to get the big sun with a lot of options. And this preferences one is the most important because it's going to ask you immediately for your email address. Like I said, I've got one on here already set up, but if I click Manage Account and I'm going to switch to a different account here, this is the window that you'll probably see when you first log on. Enter or create a screencast.com account. Jing is asking me to create a screencast.com account. So what it's doing is taking these two software programs and putting them together for you. If you want to create a new account, all it asks you for is your email address, your name, a password, and your country of origin. They want to know where their program is being used. Or I can use my existing account. This is my existing Jing account that is linked to my screencast account. I want to make sure you understand that. I'm only signing up for one thing, and that's Jing, but Jing is linked to Screencast. So I'm going to put in my password here, and you will see here. Now I've got my default account. I've got my email address in here, my wsujingdemo@gmail.com. Now I'm ready to use Jing if I so choose. How do you do that? Now, I want to go back to my website address just for a second because I want to show you the TechSmithScreencast.com webpage. This is another version of it. So when it says get your free account right now, I've already got it because I signed up for Jing. I gave them my password, I gave them my username, I'm ready to go. I have it all right up here typed, put in my password, and I enter. Now here I am using the same login as Jing, accessing my cloud storage facility of screencast.com. Jing records your video, screencast.com holds your video and stores it for you and then allows you to share it. Now, I want to take you and show you how the PC version works. And here we are on a PC. As you see at the top of my browser, I have techsmith.com as my website of choice. Here is TechSmith. I scroll down on the home page here and it shows us our top downloads. Of course, Jing being one of them. I click Jing. Takes us immediately to the download page. Remember, there are system requirements for Windows, system requirements for Mac. Here is my Start Windows download. I click. Thanks for downloading Jing. Do I want to run or save Jing from downloadtechsmith.com? I saved it to my desktop. As you can see how fast it is, it was a fairly simple download, very small, because the majority of it is web-based. So I minimize my browser, and here is my Jing download package. Double click. Of course, security. Do I want to run this file? Yes, I do. Installation is fairly simple, fairly quick. I'm going to accept it. I will install it. Now remember, Jing is free. There are some limitations of being free, but that's the beauty of being free. The only thing I had to use differently in this recording than on my Mac was the usage of a USB microphone. Other than that, this is all based on what is already existing in my PC. Seems to be a fairly quick install. Jing is ready to go. Finish. Now Jing has already appeared up here in the upper right of my toolbar, and Jing is now installing. Now remember, Jing has a tremendous amount of video tutorials in their own right, and they are excellent tutorials. I suggest you use them at any time. Shortly after this video, you'll move on to video 2, where I will give you a very brief tutorial on how to record, upload, and share your videos to Screencast. But let's get started. And here is the Jing welcome screen. I can create a new account with a new email, a new display name, a new password. When I fill out this information, it automatically creates a Screencast account for me on the screencast.com website, which is also another product of TechSmith. But for the time being, I will use my existing screen capture, Screencast Jing user to open Jing. And now the sun appears, the sun goes to the top of the screen, and I am now ready to start recording. Now, tune into video number 2 for a specific tutorial on how to use, record, upload, and share Jing for your classroom.